We are grinding a mix of tables today. It's Saturday morning. Pretty much anything that is available, we are currently playing. I also need to update. We're just going to jam it in here. We lose to bigger flushes some portion of the time. Nice. Okay. Nice win at the NL10 table. So bankroll is up to 3,700. So that's great. There are 0 NL100 tables running right now, so we're just grinding pretty much everything, anything that we can get onto. Uh, right now, just getting the streams and everything set up. Raise the ace deuce, fold queen nine, and we lose here with 9-8. Called ace high, that's fine. Bump queen deuce. Okay, fold jack 8. To a 4x open versus 25 big stack, we're just going to fold. Okay, fold here, check, check, check. Okay, we're going to value bet the 6. Okay. Bump here, fold here, call the queen jack. Sorry, just trying to get everything organized. We get 3x'd into. I think we're just losing. So far, we've lost like every hand. And we're going to value bet the 6 again. Fold the 3 deuce. We are going to 3-bet the ace 4 suited. And I'm just going to c-bet here with queen jack. Trips run out. Pretty much just going to give up trying to bluff him off the pair here. Just snap calls it. All right, we're just going to shove it in. Turn the flush draw. Just stick the money in. Take it down. Okay. And 20 bigs, we're just going to jam here. So he does tank call here. We are going to put out another value bet. There's tons of like Jack X with a spade, pocket pairs with a spade. They're going to be calling flop here and turn. Like if you had like pocket sevens, pocket eights, pocket nines, pocket tens with like the 10 of spades, 9 of spades, etc. Calls tons of Jack X with the Jack with like the Queen of Spades or the King of Spades that call. Um, and then there's obviously like some Ace X hands that we're just beating that he calls, and some hands that we're just losing to the call. And again, 20 bigs, ace high. I'm just going to jam it here, and we fold here to the 4 flush. We're going to have to be more cautious against this guy with 3-betting. Less polarized, more linear ranges because he's calling so wide. So we don't want to be like nuts or nothing. Okay, let's just get that stream up. Let's switch up. Um, 6 falls, but I'm gonna give up there. I actually kind of believe him. Fold 5 deuce, 10-7 fold. King deuce, we're gonna let go. Bump king jack. I would assume he's pretty much just playing every hand. Okay. Ace is a good card to bluff. Raise makes no sense. Unfortunately, we just don't have anything. Okay, watch now. Okay, so we're live over on Twitch and we are live on YouTube. Perfect. Okay. I'm just gonna let the ace-7 suited go here. We do brick again with the king. I am just gonna show down here at king high. If he were to block bet, we would have shoved there. Seriously. And we fold again. We're just gonna have to start jamming like king highs and ace highs and stuff against this villain, I think. We're just getting run over a bit. He's opening really wide. I don't know much about like 24 big blind play, to be honest. I don't know much about his style either. Like I assume like 24 bigs, you're jamming any ace, you're jamming like overcards, you're jamming like two face cards and stuff. Uh, so he should be. I get the light on here. That's why we have it. Okay. Kevin Carter says, "Good morning, under GG out there. Should we get some straddles going?" Oh, the old straddles, eh? Yeah, I mean, if you want to straddle away. Let's pick some tables. I'll straddle. Which hands? I'll straddle the. I'm a nit, so I'll straddle the NL25 table. Um, just because they are technically losing almost always, but we'll throw it on the. Let's throw it on the NL10 and the NL25. Okay, we're gonna bump the king queen suited. 7-4 will defend to the min open. Okay, and we will got another heads up table going here for NL50. Insta clicked back. I think we'll defend here, of course. And we're gonna raise here with the open ender. So you can clicks it back and then goes full pot. We'll let this one go for now. I've never seen this villain before, so first time playing with them. No spades. We'll let this one go with multi-way here. Okay, we get 4x'd into here. Okay, the 8-7 suited. We will bump. Get 3-bet again. Okay, we're gonna defend the 7-8 suited. Okay. And this is a spot I like to just overbet. This just puts me in a tough spot. And we have a great hand like to call off with, so once you check calls there, it is what it is. He's got queens, jack X, stuff like that, pretty much always. But yeah, we're just can't fold here, obviously, with the 8, the hearts, the whole shebang. Uh, yeah, that hand pretty much played itself. Does the one run at once? So we need a 6, a 7, or any heart. And we get an ace. And we'll see if he dirtbags us and leaves the table. And we'll check here. Okay, I don't know if I'm actually going to put the straddle on because it's super annoying. Oh, we do defend the jack here. Well, it's certainly one hand to start the day for villain, and we lose to king 6 off. All right, I can't. These straddles are way too annoying. Okay, we'll bump 7-8 off for value. So we bet again. Let's get called. Okay, bump 5-8 suited in the bottom left. Bump threes. Get shoved on. I mean, it's definitely a call if it was heads up. I just don't think Borba Canal is going to have a hand that he's looking to. Oh, he just calls. Holy fuck, this guy. No, he's probably just playing every hand pretty much by the looks of it. We managed to run into kings versus our straight flush draw. Bad turn card for us. And we check down. Queen 10, ace king. Perfect. Can't win the flip. Can't win the other flip. Brick up here. It's a good start to the day, team. Okay, I can't do this. Can't handle it. These straddles are annoying as fuck. And we're just gonna fold the 9-6. We did raise pretty, yeah. Okay, half pot here, and we're gonna bump the ace 5. We are gonna double barrel with the flush draw. There's no 3-bet pre, so he's not gonna have like kings, queens, ace king, ace queen very often. Okay. And we'll bet the ace for value. Take it down. So we had a really good session yesterday for the most part. We ended up tilt leaving our last hand though, but we still ended up couple hundred on the day. Could have been more, but a lot of hands towards the end just kind of weren't going our way. Guy just opens to 4x. Jack with the cold squeeze. Honestly, I'm just folding. I would be shocked if he has anything other than queen plus and ace king there, to be honest. So you might think it's nitty, but it's just exploiting a nit and just getting out of the way in a spot where you're at a position, get cold, um, 4-bet, you're just done with the hand or squeezed or whatever it was that he was doing. Okay. Even calling the 4x here with 7s isn't great. You just end up like way too many flops, so should just be like 3-betting or folding there. Getting out of the way. Calling the 7s is not a good play. Fold the 8-6. We are going to bump the ace 5 here. Haven't made very many pairs. Let's say that. And we're going to bump to 8x with 2 limpers, and we fold again. So we've been stacked here. Other than that, we've just been losing, small pot kind of after small pot. Okay, he checks back. We give him a chance to bluff, and now we're just going to value bet. Okay, and we call it off. Nice. No need to bet flop here against a small stack. Just let them put the money in themselves. Probably down a couple buy-ins this morning. I think we lost pretty much every 3-bet that we made, and then we got stacked. And we get called, and we brick again. Let's just look at how terrible we're playing here. I guess it actually isn't as bad as it feels. See if we get some action with ace king. Okay, that's a great spot. we are going to be four betting that. Calls. We get a really good flop with ace king as usual, but we just have to jam here in a four bet pot. And we lose to tens or jacks. Queens. How do you not just shove it in, bro? Ay, ay, ay. Well, some people just play that route where they'll nice. They'll call with tens, jacks, queens, um, and then they'll only stack off if there's no ace or king on the flop, or he's just trapping me, which in this sense, not so bad. But yeah, when you have a gutter plus ace king, your money just in a four bet pot, like just jamming there is pretty standard. Okay, we're gonna three bet the ace eight suited. He goes full pot on river. I'm just gonna believe him. In these morning games, when you're up against a bunch of fish and whales and stuff like that, the reality is you just kind of have to play your hand. If you hit, you hit. If you don't, you don't. There's not a whole lot to do there. Again, half pot calls. We're just gonna get out of the way. It's gonna be hard for us to get to showdown, and we're not gonna be bluffing with an eight, so we'll just move on from here. And we get cold three bet, or sorry, he opens, we three bet. This guy cold calls and then checks to him, pots 37. Again, nothing we can do when we're just working every hand. Just get out of the way. Try to stay patient. And Myers. Okay. And we will open up another NL 50 table. Fold a 9-6. Bump king queen. Um, we check back flop. He leads half pot. We'll call here. And we're gonna three bet the tens. And we do brick again in the three bet pot. Okay, NL10 we're running hot. You guys can't see it because it's up here in the top right, but it went raise, call, 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 call. We squeezed and then it went call, 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 and we flopped a set. Check here, check here. Okay. And we're just gonna stick it in here with the flush draw. Good. Against like a villain like this, who's playing literally every hand, we do lose. So up here in the top right, it went call, 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 call pre-flop. We squeezed and then it went call, 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 call. Not a great spot. Like obviously a good spot, but like we are losing to 8-9. But we do have all the redraws. Sevens, jack eight. Okay. So we're just dodging a 9 and a 7, basically. It's a pretty good spot to be in for a 537 big blind pot. No 9, no 7. Oh, for fuck's sakes, bro. Hmm. Okay. Gonna be one of these days, I see. Okay, we're gonna bump and value bet the ace 10. Fold the ace deuce off. And this thing, get out of the way, please. The high likelihood we're up against like jacks here. But with ace top pair, top kicker, money's just gonna be pretty much going in. And we'll just stick it in here. We are going to defend here to a half pot lead into us. We're all three bets. Get cold called out of the big blind. I'm just going to get out of the way. Okay. Again, half pot. We still have the gutter ball and two overcards. I think we just call here again. And then we're going to fold. So that was super tilting. We just got one outed. Okay, fold the 8 deuce suited. Probably should just shove there. I guess we're just going to show down the ace high. Uh, we'll fold. Playing against like short stacks, heads up, I have no idea what's actually like proper. Pretty sure like 20 big stacks, you just do a lot of like limping. Hmm. You still need to play a good amount of hands. Okay, pretty decent flop for us. We get three bet out of the small blind. We do call. Big Nicky goes half pot. We are going to have to call again here. Okay, Ace King turns into essentially the nizzles. I am going to bluff here now. We'll go 10 and then shove river. And we're going to value shove the Ace Queen. And we're just going to jam here. And if he's playing us, sometimes these villains just won't fold their hands. But once he checks the flush, it's almost always that they don't have the flush. 6, 7. Yeah, that was nasty. Luckily, it was the NL10 table. But yeah, that was a dirty ball. Okay, and we're just going to keep betting for value here. 9 ball's not great. We do lose to 7s, 8s, 8, 9 now. But obviously, our hand's just way too strong. It's not just get the money in. Queen 9. Yeah. All this exactly like every single 9 is calling off. Yes, you lose to 8, 9 and pocket 8s and pocket 7s in that spot, and then ace 9, I guess, on the river. But yeah, nothing to do but get the money in. Um, okay, what happened here? Okay, with ace jack diamonds. Okay, we did manage to stack this guy. Pretty much a cooler three-handed. And I think we've just been, whatever. I do need to look up these like 20 big ranges. Because there's a lot of that heads up where you'll just get villains who sit down with 20 bigs. Okay, it's a pretty good flop. Again, we're just gonna go big here for when he has like a 10, or sorry, a jack of diamonds or a queen of diamonds. We just really want him to put more money um, in those scenarios. Okay, he does lead turn and then call a raise, which is interesting. I think we only call here. I don't think we can jam. Nice. Missed out on a little bit of value, 17 bigs worth, but okay, let's just get recollected here. We're going to three bet the 9s against Freddie. Value bet here. Holy shit. Web Chickadee being super nitty and then bombing this flop. Probably like Queen X. It's possible it's like Ace X diamonds, but generally speaking, I would imagine that's just going to be. Uh, I think we have to call the 9s here. Could maybe argue to jamming them against this villain. Let's just get out of the way. Babacock there could end up leaving, which is a bit frustrating. Okay. Check, 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 check. What's the PokerCraft win rates for low to mid stakes games looking like? So mine is about 13.5 BBs per 100. That's over about 400K hands, give or take. Um, for once, yeah, Kevin says for once that worked in your favor, usually, yeah, literally. Almost every time you get stacked when you're doing multi-stakes, I swear it's always at the big stake. So yeah, running hot in that sense. And then Ray asks, what's the poker draft win rates at the low to mid stakes games looking like? For me, it's about 13 and a half bigs at NL50 overall. Um, over about 400,000 hands, I think, give or take. That's like pre pre rake, pre rake back, pre leaderboard. So with rake being so high these days, it kind of depends how you want to look at it. But beating the game for 13 and a half big blinds, basically. And then rake at NL50 is like 11 or 12. Um, and then you get 50 or 60% or 70% or whatever for your rake back. And then leaderboard's kind of just like a bonus. Here we're just going to see bet the fours. We get called by both villains. Fold to king jack. Get raped by this Freddy guy here, unfortunately. It's tough though. When you're getting like out flopped, there's not a lot you can do. He's probably just going to pot it to 39. Or go small. It's a little bit more interesting, actually. Hmm. So we three bet. Calls, calls, calls. Check, check, check. Turn goes check, check, check. I guess we'll just let this one go. Most of me wants to shove here, though. Jack. Yeah, shove would have worked. Shove would have worked this time. We do end up breaking up here. I think we're gonna stab with the ace of diamonds. Just try to fold out like a 7 and a 5. Not a great flop. We're just gonna have to start c-betting more against Web Chickadee. He is playing a lot of hands, but he's like super nitty, so we should be doing significantly more. Bet c-bet against him. And we're gonna barrel here with the 4-5. And we just have to call here. Like when the guy min click three bets, like there's nothing we can do against the guy who's playing 100% of his range. And we are going to jam the 4-5 here in the bottom right. We brick off. We can't win without it. So ace sucks to see. So does the jack, because now we lose to everything. Good lord, man. So sick of this shit. Fucking god. Fucking tilt right off. Like, what is that run out? This guy will give you your money, like give away his money though. You just got to hit a hand. Okay, we're gonna bump the king four suited here. We're gonna three bet here. Raise this. We do hit a deuce, which is gonna be a pretty strong hand against this villain. Uh, we are gonna call here. Ace high is just gonna be good a lot of the time. Nasty river card, probably lose to the flush. Perfect. Yep, perfect. Yep, perfect. I don't even want to look at it today, right now. Until it's getting ridiculous here. And we're gonna check. Okay, turn the ugly nizzles. I just hope he jams. It was 4.5. So what I'm gonna do is call, and then I'm gonna bet really small on the turn, and hope that just kind of makes it look like I'm looking for a cheap showdown, and hopefully it'll just induce him to shove. I don't want to check to him because I think when he bets tiny on turn, that's going to induce him to check back river a lot. Um, if he has the ace, he's just going to call me. So hopefully this will make it look like we're looking for a cheap showdown. And if he was bluffing from the start, we can get him to jam it. Nice. He could just have like queen king too, and it is what it is. But had this hand play out. So he's just bluffing there. Okay, gonna bump the ace queen suited, bump the ace 10, fold the 10-7, fold the 10-6. Oh, we got stacked down here, did we? Cool. Or no? What happened here? We must have got stacked at some point. Oh yeah, there it is. Right. Okay. That was the when we shoved river. He called. He actually river to three, or he turned to three. Cool. 8 trips. I wasn't paying enough attention there. Okay. I think our two pair on the river is worth a little bit more than half pot, so we're gonna bump that up on him. Nice. Nice. Okay, we're gonna three bet the ace 10 off, fold the 8-3. We're gonna brick again in the bottom right. And we're gonna three bet the king queen. Hold the 6-4. Defend the ace-9. Good flop. What's the poker craft win rate? Yes, we already answered that. Consider, I think, if you're break even or slightly plus big blind, rake back and leaderboard, it's considered decent. Small win rate before those would be crushing. Yeah, exactly. Like if you're uh, at GG Poker, like if you're breaking even, you're pretty much crushing the game, realistically, because the rake is so high. Like it's pretty difficult to. We just call down here with ace-9 here in the bottom right. Like a 13, 14, 15, 10, 11, 12, anything like that, like win rate is pretty decent um, because of rake back. Like say, okay, so if you had a normal rake back on Poker Stars, say, and you were beating the game like for the same amount, you'd be like you just have to take your rake back into consideration basically on GG Poker. There's no other way to put it. Whether you want to add leaderboard in there or not, that's kind of more of a volume thing, not necessarily a win rate thing. But like you're because the rake is so high, you have to consider rake back as part of your like win rate, essentially. We do call down here on the ace, of course. Take it down. Okay, we're gonna go check here to Don Juan. He's gonna bet. We'll defend. And we're gonna three bet here with the ace 10 suited. The bigger they go, the smaller we can go. And we're just gonna have to go half pot here because we have nothing. Does get snapped off by 7 deuce. Nice hand. Joker calls on the deuce queen 8 board. Doesn't 4-bet pre. Okay, we're just gonna check here. And we're gonna go pretty big here with jackers, the fish hooks. Oh boy. Yeah. It's unfortunate we're running into aces here, but against this guy, I think the money just has to go in. He's playing literally 100% of hands. There's not really anything else we can do here. Hopefully he's just bluffing. Like he could be slow rolling, um, but he does end up calling. Ace queen, not a great call, but not shocking either. So hopefully we can just dodge it and win the flip. It's a relatively good start. It's a good turn. Okay, just hold, baby. Okay, we're gonna squeeze the ace king suited. Nice. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we still win. Okay. And we're gonna be check shoving top right here. King jack suited, 3-betting, fold the 8, 7, and we'll just check eights. Okay, check the ninja. Okay, and we'll fold 10, 5 suited. Okay, so basically Web Chickadee, every time we call and check to him, he's just like bombing pot. So we need to pay more attention over here. We've already said that more than once, but we need to be paying more attention in those spots. And we get shoved on by Queen Deuce. He wants to run it once, so we're in a good spot. We do flop ace 7, so he's pretty much running dead to running straight cards or running trips. Nice. And here in the top right, we go check call, and we bink the ace on the river. We were ahead the whole way. Just hope we hold here. Okay. Ray says decent win rate. Or Ray says that I have a decent win rate at the mid to low stakes. NL10, 12, NL25, 15 BBs, NL50, 8 BBs. Yeah, good job, man. Those are pretty solid. Goal is just to beat the rake, essentially. If you can beat the rake, you're laughing. A lot of guys like if you were to go, like you can look it up. Like GG Poker win rates for like NL 200 and NL 500. Um, we are going to call here with the ace 8, and we're going to check raise turn. Um, um, okay, we're just going to bump this up here. It's 2 pair for value against the guy playing every hand. He's never folding an ace here, so he's never folding a flush draw. He's never folding an ace, so we just want to get some money in. And we're going to 3-bet the jacks here. Okay, we get called. This board, we're going to go for the check call. This board, we're going to go just for value here against this villain. And we'll value bet the 3 in the bottom right. We're going to be check calling the jacks. Not looking to get crazy here. Okay, flop 2 pair in the bottom right hand. We're just going to try to take this and take all the money. Overbet turn on the 5. So 3-bet pot calls. We check the king. Check here. Fold the 9-5. Ray says, I think I play too uniform. That's my problem. I would say probably not. You're probably just making a ton of mistakes, like to be honest. Um, the reality is NL10, NL25, NL50, 99.99999% of the guys are not paying attention to if you're balanced or not, or if you're making tricky plays. Like all the money's just going to be coming from value betting properly, picking your spots to like stab, 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 um, and then like that'll increase your win rate. Trying to get fancy is just going to cause your win rate to go down. Can pretty much guarantee it. Ooh, dodge the heart and bink the jack. That's the way to do it, team. And we're going to call down here with the queen 10. And we get rid by the flushes again. Okay. And we're going to 3-bet here with the aces. And 3-bet the nines. And we're going to be check shoving here against Freddie. Freddie's the guy who we stacked down here. Oh, we run into 7-4 offsuit. It's a good, it's a really good strong hand there. And we'll raise king queen off, and we're gonna value bet the ace 10. So we need an ace, a 9, or whatever card comes on the turn. And we're gonna defend here with the nines. So, oh, he's got a heart too. That's a really good turn card. That's not like, yeah, that's about as good of a turn card as he could ask for. And we take it down with the queen jack. And unfortunately, we don't get to bink against Mr. Freddie. We're going to value bet the ace here. Okay. Oh, yeah, right. We got rivered. Okay, bump the queen 9 suited. Check the king 4. Hold the 7 deuce. We are going to bump the ace 3. I don't even know what happened here. But I think with backdoors all around, we can call 1. Okay, check here. It is actually extremely difficult to play multiple heads-up tables against different villains. Against the same villain's a little bit different because everything you're like trying to do and exploit and this and that just becomes like your baseline across like all the tables just kind of merge. So whatever happens at one essentially happens at the other one. Um, okay. Make trips on the river, and we'll just go for some value here. We don't want to go too big. We want to try to get called by like a 9 or ace high, or I guess in this case deuces, which is fine. He beats all the bluffs. I think it's fine to just call in those spots. We do get 3-bet here. It's really small. We're in position. We'll call the jack 9. Okay, fold the 9-5. Kevin says, judging with those win rates, oh, and we're gonna bump the jacks here, fold here. And we're gonna call the jack 9. We do get 3-bet here. We are gonna defend the jacks. Boy, ace, and we'll fold now here. We'll show the jacks. Mm-hmm. 6-5, and we're gonna overbet here with the queen 8. Let's check here. Check the 8-4 suited. Fold the 10-5. Okay, and the 6-3 suited will bump, and we'll check the 10-6. Check here, fold here, value bet here. We're definitely going to bet here at the pre-flop raiser with queen 10. Ay, ay, ay. Freddie jams again here. 36 bigs. We got to call 32 to win 49. I don't think we're getting odds to call. So more of an MDA approach on those overfolded lines. Yeah, essentially just like stab, stab, stab. Like because villains um generally villains overfold flops, overfold rivers. They actually defend turns properly, but most villains don't properly protect like their check range. So when villains are checking, they're just like weak 90% of the time. Every once in a while, you're gonna run into spots um, where they have it. But like here, for example, pocket tens on four jack five, hands like weak jacks, like pocket eights, pocket nines, pocket tens, they all like check, and it basically protects your checking range so that villains um, can't just like start bombing into you every time you check flops, right? But most players don't do that. They don't protect that checking range. So like when they check, it's because they have like ace seven offsuit on this flop or something like that, and they're just like done with the hand, or like king four or king seven offsuit or whatever, king six offsuit on this flop, and there's just they have nothing, so they're just like check folding. Um, so those are the type of spots where like most villains, because they don't check like these stronger hands, you can like stab a ton on the turn, right? Or when they check back in position, it's almost always like marginal hands and stuff, not top pairs they're willing to call down with. Um, so in those cases, again, there's a lot of spots where you can just kind of like do a lot of stabbing, and villains just do a ton of folding. Trying to get like super fancy is just not going to like work out long term. Okay, does call the turn bet, checks back on the flop. We're going to blast this river though. Kind of a prime example right here where he checked a villain checks back, he calls one bet and then gives up on river. And here's another one where he checked back with nothing. We had bottom pair. We could have gone bet bet or go check check, and again he just has nothing. Okay. Um, I do have the seven here, so we'll check back. Bump the jack here. We're gonna check the king jack, and we're obviously going for more value here with the hearts. I really hope I bet turn. I did. Okay. And when this villain overbets with multiplayers, we're just gonna get out of the way. Okay. We checked back. Ace isn't great for us. Am I the pre-flop raiser here? I swear I was not. I am. Okay. So we just misplayed this hand to a point. I mean, checking back with seven is fine, but I would have rather go bet bet on the ace, because then we like win the hand, right? So a lot of the time when it goes, here, we'll pull that up. Queen 10, we're gonna fold to him this time. Um, like in these spots, let's just pull it up here. No matter who the villain is, if they're at a position, right, they're gonna check to you. Um, as the pre-flop raiser. And a lot of the time when the ace falls and you've checked back flop, they're going to bet turn if they have the ace when the ace comes on the turn. And when they don't and they check to you, it's either just like complete air that they have and you win with a bet, or they have like a seven, pocket eights, pocket nines, a jack. But because the ace fell, that ace is really good for our range. So they're still going to check to you. Then you could bet, and then they're going to call one with like a seven, eights, nines, or a jack. But then when you barrel last the river, um, they're just going to fold those hands like a ton of the time. Every once in a while, you'll get run into. Um, and we're just going to go for the check raise here with the jacks. He does oblige with a bet, and we could shove it. All kinds of combo draws we can have, so it's going to be difficult for him to fold an ace in this spot. Like when we have queen 10 and 6-8 and clubs or hearts, etc. Here, we're going to have to knit up. We're going to put it we're going to change the color here, just so we know. try not to forget it as we go. The reason being that Freddie here, we slow play stacked him in this bottom in this middle table down here. Since then, he's been kind of just shoving a ton onto us. Looks like he'll be out of the table now. But when you have a villain who's on your left playing a ton of hands and just kind of coming after you, then you essentially just want to knit up and then let him last, which is exactly what we did down here. We ended up flopping trip queens. We checked, he blasted. We ended up turning an ace. We checked, he bet really small, kind of probing because he knows. I don't know if he knows that, but essentially that turn probe is almost always them checking if they can bluff river. Because if we raise that turn probe, they think we're going to raise that with our nutted hands when they go really small. So if you call it, it almost always can induce um, river bluffs, especially if you bet small into them. So we overbet turn and we get called. It's a really bad card, is that eight. So I'm just gonna check give up here. And we're gonna start stabbing on the ace here. Okay. Um, I don't think betting does much for us here. I don't think we're gonna get a jack, a king, or a queen to fold with a bet. So we're just gonna try to realize equity and hope to get to relatively a free and or cheap river. Okay, and we're going to see bet here with the ace three suited. Fold here, check here. We do bank the ace, so we have to call here. Yeah, exactly. And because he's going to be betting all of his like busted stuff and trips on the river. We're going to value bet. Unfortunately, the raise, we're just stuck in the middle. So as strong as our hand looks, we pretty much just need to get out of the way. Fortunately, 10-6 off, purple one. Oh, I must have missed that hand altogether. Let me pull it up. Oh, here we go. Gotcha. And we're going to value bet the aces. Okay, deuces we're going to call here, even to a 4x open in position. It's still going to be super profitable. And we're going to value bet after getting called on the flop. All right, the money is in. As long as we don't get sucked out on, we should have him. He's going to have mostly king X. Oh, he folds. It's a little tickle. Okay, squeeze here. Okay, so this table can go back to normal color. This guy's gone. We don't need the alarm set anymore. And here on the flush draw, we're just going to go big and shove turn. Oops, misclick here. Bad fold, bad fold, bad fold alert. Oh, hold on. Okay. Check here, bump the a6 suited. Not much we can do here. Obviously, three bet pot, we flop the flat, just bet shove. Pretty standard. Run into king queen. Basically, he folds everything but a queen or like set or something like that. So And we'll fold the king or bump the king nine off. Okay. And this guy likes to blast every time we raise check to him. Okay. Of course, checks this time. We will check again. Oh, come on, bro. Put the money in. Okay, we're gonna fold the 6-4, check here, fold the 10-6 off. Let's pull up the old poker graph for today. Oh, missed an NL100 table startup. See how it's looking. I feel like after that, probably at least down buy-in after getting stacked again here. Okay, Queen seven's a little loose. Playing a little loosey-goosey here. Okay, could be worse. All right, so here is the graph for the day. Um, Started brutal. We ended up what down? Oh, only down two buy-ins, and then we pretty much ran it out. And then that last little that big drop we just lost in that um, three bet shove pot. Um, I'm gonna call here because I don't think he open limps an ace pre-flop. And then the only hand this guy's gonna go bet with is gonna be like an ace or air, but I just don't see him ever open limping. Okay, multi-way we just go small, and we're gonna blast river once they call our overbet. Yes, eight deuce. Wow, no shove, man. Come on, bro. H is off though. Nice hand. Okay, two callers here. We're gonna check, try to get a free river. This is just getting annoying here. These are awkward spots because Sideburn's so likely to shove here. And then he shoves, and then this guy reshoves. That's just call. We brick anyway, save the big blinds. But yeah, it's kind of a gross spot. You don't like folding a flush draw there, obviously, but being like, yeah, stuck that the flush didn't come. Stuck in the middle, you're just in limbo essentially. You don't want to get too disheartened against like when you're just feel like you're losing a lot of pots to the fish because they're just spewing off. So the reality is you just kind of get in there, you hit your hand, and they'll give you all their money. You just want to be there to let it happen. Okay, fold the queen deuce off. Bump the tens. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break here in a minute. Okay, make two pair on the river. We're obviously value betting. Okay, pretty good flop for us. We raise, call, 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 call. Chickadee gets out of the way. Hmm. I'm gonna keep betting tens here. I think like 8x and nines and stuff keep calling. Um, what I don't want to do is like check back too often here, even on the ace, and give like the king queens and stuff like that free river card. Because generally speaking, he'll have an ace, or sorry, an eight, or a pocket pair of some kind. And oh, it's a terrible run. And we don't want to, and the float, like, but he'll also call like king, queen, king 10, all those hands on the flop. He'll float them with two overs. Um, and then if we check back turn, then he just gets like two free cards to hit, his 25 or 24% equity that he has. We don't want that. Okay, fold set four. Okay. Not a great play here, but we know this guy's like super light with everything. And we are going to call here with threes. Okay, once Don Juan calls, we're pretty well done. Okay, pretty standard here there in the bottom left. Okay, we're going to go nine here. We just want Don Juan to jam, essentially. How do you call? Like, what are you doing? It's just terrible. Oh my God. That is hilarious. Okay. Um, what is going on here? Okay, 10 ball in the river. Okay, so we're going to sit out at the big blind just for a few minutes, take a quick break, and then we'll get right back to it. Oh, nice. We do get onto the NL100 table, so we'll close off one of the NL50 heads up tables. Might close off both. It's hard to get people to sit me sometimes. Okay. Let's see if Don Juan will actually put some money in the pot here. Okay, good start. Come on, sideburns. Not today. No action. Okay. Means dodging a two-outer. Five ball and the nine ball. Okay. Happy to collect. Okay. We won't be long. We'll be right back. Well, I didn't realize the microphones were muted, but we're back. Definitely defend the a7 suited, can 3-bet it as well. Okay. With the gut shot, we obviously call here. We're ahead of like a ton of his range. I like to bet here because we are one, we're beating most of his like king X, like king 10, king queen, stuff like that. And two, he will fold some small pocket pairs in those spots that are beating us. Um, so it just becomes like super profitable. If we had like king queen, I would bet again. I think with queen 10, we just check. One, I don't think he calls sevens enough here, or eights, or like 5x or stuff like that to another bet. Um, so we'd be targeting like a queen, and with queen 10, I don't think we have a strong enough queen. Although he was in the big blind, maybe I actually do want to bet there with the queen 10. Being in the big blind, he's going to have every single queen, so probably should bet there when our kicker plays. Okay, fold king 4 off. Okay, if you guys are just checking out the stream, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Feel free to follow us over on Twitch as well. Microphone is back up. I think I had the mute button on after our break there for a little while, but it is up and running. Fold to jack 6. Okay, so I am going to clear off this NL25 or this NL50 table in hopes that with me being gone, somebody else might start one. Okay, up here, fold here, and we did manage to slip in another NL100 table, so that's great. Okay, yeah, so we're just going to go to 8 and let Trinistar shove, hopefully. Crazy to be straddling 4 big blinds on a 20 big blind stack, but you know, whatever. And we're gonna have to ISO here with the ace queen for sure. Call here with the um, open-ended straight draw, backdoor clubs, and potentially a 7 and 8 being good. Okay, very good spot for us. Just want a nice clean like offsuit deuce here. We are gonna raise this though. We need to try to get some value out of him. He just folds though, unfortunately. We are gonna 3-bet the king jack suited. We're just so deep. Like we want to try to get stacks in there when he has like sets or worse straights and stuff. When he bets, we don't really want to. We really don't want to just like call there. And there's a ton of action killing rivers. You know what I mean? Like if he had like say he had like queens or something, and a 9 comes, that kills the action. An 8 comes, it kills the action. The 7 comes, it kills the action. Any club comes, it kills the action. Which is, you know, horrid outcome for us. So we will bet. Go from there. Sneaky deaky. Interesting. Honestly, I'm just gonna fold. When you got a villain who's this nitty, boop, 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 just like starts raising, it's never a draw because he's just gonna call the draw in position. So on it's like I will happily fold that hand every single second of every single day. With that said, we should be opening pretty much our entire small blind range into him because he's never 3-betting. So we just like have an instant advantage against him. Okay. We will fold queen 9. Check back on flop. So we're going to overbet turn. We're going to check here. He checks again. We are going to value bet the king. This is a spot where we're trying to target like ace of hearts. or like queen nine with the queen of hearts and stuff like that. So we don't want to go super big here. 33%, maybe a bit small, could probably go half pot. Still get called by the same range, but point is we're just targeting a really, really weak range from this villain. Um, and we're never worried about getting shoved on like as a bluff, right? So it's always just like if he shoves, it's nutted. Okay, we'll defend the five deuce suited to the small blind min raise, of course. And we will let that go. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you're checking out the stream. Okay, we'll fold the 6-4, fold the jack-4 suited, bump the king-10. Something happened there. What did I miss? Oh, ace-10, 10-9. Ah, it's a bad turn. Okay. We don't do a lot of calling at all, really, out of the small blind, but like we have a fish in the big blind, and this guy's like a mega spew. So I don't mind floating in with these types of hands. Okay. And I think we're going to stab small and then barrel bigger on the river. And here I'm just going to jam. Anything else gives him an opportunity to try to like bluff us, and then we're put in a spot where we have to call off. I'd rather just take all my fold equity right there and kind of shove it down as, you know. I did bake the turn and then wouldn't fold, unfortunately. So this isn't a spot we do a lot of checking on the turn, but against this specific villain, we do. Oh man, may slow play very strong hands. Okay, well, we do brick off here. We do have the ace of clubs. King 10 with the king of clubs we beat. Okay, ace king call. Just deciding if I just want to give up here. I think at this point, oh my gosh, can I hit a flop with ace king today? It's getting crazy. I think we'll just give up. Bad give up. Should be bluffing the ace of clubs there. I just didn't trust him to fold. He's so stationy. Now we can value bet the ace. Okay. Try again here to get him to fold. Okay, does not oblige. Probably king 10 or something. So fucking annoying with these turn banks. All right, let's throw a little tilty symbol here. Okay, fold the 3 deuce. Check here. Okay. Okay, we'll chop it. Oh, no way. He dips. That's too bad. Okay, we'll fold 6-3 off. So King Crumplin checks. I'm gonna bet here for value against all of his Ace X and King X hands. Okay, great spot for us here. We'll go half pot. Interesting. Okay, we'll just put the money in. Don't tell me you're gonna fold half your, like, after putting half your stack in, you're gonna fold. Thank you. 10-8. Okay. No runner for today. Put a diamond up. Fold the jack deuce. Oh my good lord, here we go again. Thank you. Okay, check to him with the 8-8-9. Flop. Bump the jacks here. Okay, make trips here.